We spoke pitch side just before your game at Chelsea with Anita. A huge result, massive congratulations. Can you tell me a little bit what was going through your mind with what led up to your goal? Because you took it so well.
Yeah, thank you. I think it was a back pass to the goal. That's one of the triggers that I like to follow, and I'll favor my chances in a 1v1 with the keeper at any point. So I'm just glad that I came out with the goal as well.
What did that feel like actually beating Lyon? I know it's a huge stadium. Obviously, you've played there multiple times now. But I think that was your 10th goal in all competitions this season. But to beat Lyon, score at the Emirates, how much does that mean to you as a person and as a player playing for this club?
Yeah, no, I think it's so special first for me playing at this club. I think with the impact that I've had already, being able to score in such a big game at home, in front of the fans, in front of my family as well, it's just a very wholesome moment for me and very special.
Olivia, it was very clear that you guys were able to handle the mistake early in the first half and then build as the game went on. So can you talk about on the field as a team, are you guys talking to each other? What does that feel like between teammates and being like, we're still in this, we got to stick to our game plan?
Yeah, communication's constant on the pitch. I think a lot of it came out actually at halftime when we were trying to problem solve. That also came from the game changes of what we need to do differently in the second half, and I thought we started off really great, and I think we finished off the second half really well. We were dominant both in the attack and defense.
Olivia, it's been such a joy to watch you play and thrive with this Arsenal side, but you're going up against some of the best defenders in the world who have won Champions League numerous times. You got Player of the Match today. Congratulations for that.
Hey,
give her a round of applause.
We got a Player of the Match right here, y'all.
Come on.
Let's go.
How does it feel, and how do you feel like you're growing in your game because of these opportunities that you're getting and taking advantage of?
Yeah, no, I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I think it's so much sweeter when you have the team that Arsenal has behind you. They give you so much confidence, both players and the coaches, so they let me do what I can do best on an everyday basis.
Olivia, we saw you talking to some people maybe behind the camera. Are they trying to hand you the trophy?
Yeah, you got it? You got it off
Wait, we want to see
Let's see it. You got the trophy with you? Come on, show it off.
Oh, let us see it! Oh, that's awesome.
Are we celebrating tonight, or is it all prep for next week? Because I know we're only half-time, we have to be professionals, but what a night for you.
Definitely focus on recovery tonight, maybe just a dinner with the family, but that'll be it.
The ultimate pro.
Yeah, ultimate pro. You can see why she's in double digits.
Right?
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
She has to be a pro, don't you?
Yeah.
Olivia, what about next week then, going into this second leg? You girls were 1-0 down at one point in this game and you rallied to come back 2-1. How are you feeling going to France next week?
Yeah, no, I think we're feeling good. Happy to be 2-1 up, but again, it's only half time and we know what we have to bring into the second leg to win.
You're back from injury, first Women's Champions League game back. How are you feeling since being back in this game today?
Yes, I know, look, we're professional footballers and we always want to be ready, but today was like an emotional game for me, so I'm glad I kept my head. I was maybe slightly more charged than usual.
Leah, it's Jenny.
Oh, there she just snuck on set.
JB.
I was waiting for you.
She doesn't want to talk to us.
I'm in. Shows you a little A. She's got an A on her finger. You know, for Arsenal.
Oh.
Come on. Let's see.
What do you want to ask Leah then?
There you go.
Kelly's getting that too.
Just, I guess, what it meant to you to be back fit. I know it's been a really tough year, and I think it goes to show the trust that Renee has in you as well to come in and start. And even that, I'll go back to the Man United game. You came back and were absolutely flying, and it felt similar. Did you feel good?
I did feel good.
She's smiling.
Yeah, I'm very lucky to have been supported by my teammates all year because it's not been easy. But I just wanted to be, I told you this, I wanted to be back competitive. Champions League needs every squad player to be as ready and as competitive as possible for whatever the coach needs, whatever the team needs, and I feel like today we all played our role.
Leah, this game looked like a tale of two halves. Obviously, you guys were down 1-0 going into halftime, but at the end of the first half, it looked like you guys were building momentum. What was the conversation like in the locker room at halftime amongst players and from Renee?
Yeah, we didn't talk about the goal too much. It was a cheap goal to concede. We had to figure some stuff out, change a couple of bits, but it was very calm. It was more, to be honest, like take the game to them and use what they're giving us because there was space and there was opportunity. And And yeah, I'm proud of us for stepping up and going as we did in the second half. And you know, we've put ourselves in a good position going forward. But as we know, it doesn't really matter. We'll start again next week with the same level of intensity.
Leo, it's such a joy to watch you all on the pitch. We talked about how you all feel like it's us against everybody. You truly play as a team. And when you were walking off the pitch, getting subbed out, you were applauding your team, high-fiving everybody. Can you just talk about the mentality that this team has, especially going into the second leg in France?
Yeah, I think it's listen, when you've proven it to each other before, and obviously we've been in specific moments, or even last year's Champions League journey, there was a lot of moments where we could show up for each other. I think it's easier to have that belief and have that mindset and feeling amongst the players because you've seen it happen. But to be honest, there's a real commitment. I think that's the word I would use from everybody to make sure that we do our own job, and then we contribute to the team. And I think when we all look at each other, we're on the same page, we're going after the same thing. And we do anything for each other when we're on that pitch. So yeah, it feels like that. I'm glad it looks like that. And it's a joy to play with this team.
How did it feel, Leah, knowing how much of a Gunner you are, to kind of put the narrative to bed that, you know, Lyon always win at Arsenal, and how to kind of overturn that narrative now? You've beat them at home. You've won this tournament. How much of a confidence boost? Because I know we spoke last week. We had a lovely dinner. And there's been a big chat around, yeah, she's smiling. Well, I won't talk too much about that dinner. But there's been a lot of chat around how, you know, the season feels similar to last season, right? With being out of domestic competition, still in Champions League, but you still need that confidence boost, right? It couldn't have been bigger than beating Lyon at home.
Yeah, I think it's really dangerous ground. We all acknowledged it, that it looks and maybe seems like a similar journey to last year. And I think that's really dangerous ground for us to be in because everything's different. Lyon are different, we're different. Of course there's similarities, and it would be stupid not to even look back on our journey last year because we did some sensational stuff. But we knew we had to turn up today and beat the challenge that was in front of us to, like I say, put ourselves in a good position going forward. And we take more than we did last year from this first leg by beating Lyon. They're a great team, which is why I say, of course it matters, and I'm glad that we got the result today. But next week, nothing would change. You know, we'd go in with the same mentality regardless.
All right, Leah, we're not going to ask exactly what you talked about at dinner, but we do want to know who paid for that dinner between you and Jen.
I think it was Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Me and Jen didn't fight her neither. We didn't fight.
What did you think of today's game?
Yeah, how we expected. It was a very difficult game. Yeah, Arsenal did it really good. They put good pressure on us. I think we could bring our whole quality on the pitch. Yeah, but I'm still confident in the team and to get it on Saturday.
Talk through your goal and how important your goal could be in the tie.
Yeah, it was important to score early in the game. Like I think in the first half it gave us a bit more calm. Like we had a bit more the ball and I could play calm. Yeah, at the end it's important that we have like a 2-1, that we scored one goal, that we have just to score one goal to get the draw in the next game. Yeah, and it felt very nice to score in the Emirates.
What are your thoughts on leading the tie 2-1 at the halfway point?
Yeah, obviously it's good to win at home in front of our fans, but we know it's far from done. We've got to go out to Lyon. Really tough place to go, and yeah, it's a game of two legs. Everyone knows that, so we're happy, but it means nothing for now.
How difficult did the OL Lyon defenders make it for you today?
Yeah, really tough. Look, they're world-class players in a brilliant team. So we knew it was going to be tough. We knew that it had to be a gritty performance, and I think that's what you saw from us today. It wasn't always the nicest football, but we did what we needed to get the job done.
How crucial could Olivia Smith's goal prove to be in the tie?
Yeah, I think every goal in the Champions League is important. We've seen that in the past going down, but also against Chelsea holding on. So yeah, it was massive. It was at a crucial time in the game as well. So yeah, it was important, but it all starts again next weekend.
And how does the success that you achieved last season help in big ties like this?
I think it gives a lot of players experience. I mean, we've got a lot of that anyway, whether that's with previous clubs or national teams. But yeah, and confidence. I think that we know that we can go toe-to-toe with these top teams. So yeah, the mindset's there. It's just about going out and doing it now.
How would you sum up today's performance?
Tough results, but ups and downs. Things to work on, but still optimistic that we have a good chance at home. So we gotta switch our minds quickly and be optimistic that we can turn this around.
What do you think changed in the second half that allowed Arsenal to get back into the game?
They put us under a lot of pressure. We managed to. We had some pretty easy mistakes on the ball, which made it easy for them to press us high. So you were under a lot of pressure in the second half. We didn't manage to kind of like pull it off. They got a lot of momentum and they got those 2 goals. So it was a game of 2 different halves, you could say.
Are you confident that you can turn this around in the second leg?
Absolutely. I think we have to stay confident. I think this is the level, you know, it's a tough level. You meet great teams, but we shouldn't lose confidence in ourselves. We turned it around in the quarters. We know what we're capable of, but it's going to take a lot of work, some analyzing and switch our minds quickly. We always got to be positive. I think we have a huge chance at home in front of our home crowd, so we got to be optimistic.
And what does the Women's Champions League mean to your club?
Everything. I mean, being able to represent it year in, year out, and being in another semi-final for the club is something very historical. It shows the investment of the club, that every year we want to go high, but it's just the best tournament ever, kind of, yeah.
Look, girls, you were 1-0 up after the first half going into half-time of this game. What's the mood currently around this team going into the second leg in France next week?
Well, like you just said, we have a second leg. I think that's the most important thing. Obviously, it's frustrating. It's difficult to get that result here after a really good first half, and then letting Arsenal gain momentum and 2 goals that we can prevent. So that is very frustrating. But again, it's second leg at home. We know what we have to do, and we're going to come out stronger and rest, recover, and go again.